We know that the Rings of Power are going to be a huge part of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So let's dig into what each ring can do. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia and we have a little update on Shang-Chi. Well, as many of you know, the Mandarin is going to be a big part of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And the biggest part of that movie is the legend itself, the Ten Rings. They have a long, illustrious comic book history, and although we're getting a reimagining in this movie, I'm pretty sure they are the classic Ten Rings. So, I thought it could be a great time to talk about what each ring can do. Now, before we break this down, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. Also, don't forget about the big giveaway. We're going to give away this PlayStation 5 at 25,000 subscribers. All you have to do to get in on the giveaway is be a subscriber and leave some sort of comment. Well, I guess we can't really talk about the Ten Rings until we talk about where the Ten Rings of Power come from. The Ten Rings of Power themselves are actually the product of a dragon-like race called the Moklons, and they are from the planet Maklu 4. Now, this race of creatures utilize the rings as a power source for their interstellar spacecraft, and the rings themselves cannot be explained by any earthly science. Now, they were actually discovered by the Mandarin in China's Valley of the Spirits thousands of years ago. Over time, the Mandarin learned how to utilize the rings for his own personal use and make them respond to his commands. In the comics, over the many years, the Mandarin's mind has actually come to inhabit the rings themselves, so no one else is able to utilize their power. Additionally, the Mandarin can sometimes even control the rings over long distances. Now, although the rings appear to be on the forearms of the Mandarin in the movie, in the comics they are worn on every one of his fingers and his thumb. So, let's walk through each ring on each finger, starting with the left hand. On the pinky finger is the ring known as Zero, which fires an icy blast and can freeze the air in its path and lower any object's temperature to almost zero. The ring finger has a ring called the Layer, which is an Amento intensifier. It actually magnifies the Mandarin's psychic energy, enabling him to control a person or even create illusions, but it's only effective at a short range. The ring on his middle finger is Lightning, which obviously shoots an electroblast. It emits quantities of electrical energy determined by the Mandarin, with no known upper limit. Now on his left index finger is Incandescence, Flame Blast. This emits infrared radiation that can cause the air around an object to burst into flames. The maximum output of this ring is also unknown. Now on his left thumb is Dominic, which emits a white light. Now technically it can emit many different types of energy from the electromagnetic spectrum, but is typically used to create visible light and even laser beams. Now on his right hand, on the pinky, is Nightbringer, or Black Light. It creates an area of absolute darkness where all light is absorbed, and actually is believed to access the Dark Force, which is used by characters such as Starkstar and Shroud. The right ring finger is the Disintegration Beam. It destroys bonds between atoms and causes an object's cohesion to fall apart. Unlike the other rings, this ring requires 20 minutes to recharge between uses. Now, the middle finger is the Vortex Beam and causes air to swirl about in a vortex at high speed. It can be used to levitate objects and even help the Mandarin fly. The right index finger has the Impact Beam, which projects concussive force of approximately 350 pounds of TNT. It can also cause intense sonic vibrations and manipulate magnetic waves. And then finally, on the right thumb, Remaker, the Matter Rearranger. This powerful ring can rearrange atoms and molecules of substances, speed up or slow down their movement, and actually transmute elements. That's right, the Mandarin can make lead into gold. Now obviously for Shang-Chi, some of these rings might be changed up a little bit, but these are all powers you should keep your eyes peeled for in the upcoming movie. The rings have evolved a little bit over time in the comics, so you may see some references to other powers, but this is what currently Marvel Comics says each ring does. Now obviously when we see the movie, we're going to get a lot more of the rings, Shang-Chi and the Mandarin using these powers, so I really can't wait to see what they do with the rings and actually where they end up at the conclusion of the movie. So what do you guys think of the Mandarin's 10 rings? And if you could have just one ring, which ring would you pick? Let me know in the comments below for an extra entry into the contest. If you like this video, make sure you press like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.